Today I want to talk to you about the tape measure tool. This is one of the most brilliant and easy to use tools in SketchUp, and I use it all the time as I model. To activate it, you simply click on the icon of the tape measure, or you can use the keyboard shortcut T to activate it. And the way the tool works is really simple. It works just like a tape measure. So if I want to measure from this point, say over here, if we look in the bottom right hand corner of the screen in the value control box, that length is 121 and 1/8 inches. You can measure between any 2 points in your model. So if I want to measure diagonally over here, we can see that's 148 and 5/8 inches. You can also check your ceiling height by just holding it up here, 104 and a half. And again, to measure, all you have to do is hit T or click on the icon to activate the tool, click on your first point, and then just hover over the second point that you want to measure, and it will tell you the dimension. Now the tape measure tool has some other really handy uses too. You can make guide points with it. And the way that looks is like this. So you can pull off these dotted lines and you can do them to specific dimensions. This is really useful for mapping out islands, obstacles, and windows. And I'm going to show you right now how to map out a window with it. So let's take a look at the field dimensions that I have. Now I've got a window here that's 50 3/4 off of the wall and 42 3/8 wide. So to map that out, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to activate my tape measure tool, and if you click on a line and not on its endpoint, just somewhere in the middle of a line, click once and release, and then pull away, the tape measure tool will start drawing this dotted line. And you can either click again to set it down, or in this case, we want to actually set this line 50 3/4 off of this corner. So I'll type in over here 50 3/4 inches and hit enter. And you can see our first line is set down at 50 3/4. Now I know that window is 42 3/8 wide, so I'll actually hover over the dotted line that we just dropped, click again and release, pull away, and I'll type in 42 3/8 inches and hit enter. So now I've made another dotted line that's 42 inches and 3/8 inches away from the first dotted line. I also know that this window is 42 inches up from the floor, so I can click and release once on the line that's at the floor, pull straight up, and type in 42 inches and hit enter. And I also know that this window is 42 inches tall. So again, take the tape measure tool, click and release on the dotted line that I just dropped, pull upwards, and type in 42 inches and hit enter. So now we've made a square based on my field dimensions of exactly the opening of this window. I can double click on my wall group and draw a rectangle in and establish exactly where that window is going to go. The tape measure tool is also really handy for mapping out other things. Now in this kitchen I have a post that belongs somewhere over here in this corner. Now I know that the post is 140 inches off of this wall, and it's 113 and a half inches off of this wall, and it's an 8x8 post which I have drawn, and it's sitting over here waiting to be placed. So to map out where this post needs to go, I can again click in the middle of this line here and type in 140 inches, and I've established my first line, and like I said, I'm 113 and a half inches off of this wall. So click and release, pull this way, type in 113 and 1/2 inches, and now where these two dotted lines intersect, that is the corner of this post. So what I can do is go over here, hit M for my move tool, grab this post by the corner where I measured it from in the field, and bring it over here and drop it in place. In addition to making parallel lines, you can also make lines off of intersections, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's say off of this corner here, and now I'm clicking where lines intersect, or the endpoints of lines. So let's say I wanted to establish a point out here that is 52 inches away. If I type in 52 and hit enter, this will draw a line with a little endpoint off of this corner. So again, if you click in the middle of a line, you get a parallel line. If you click on an endpoint, you will get a straight line coming off of the endpoint of another line. So this is another really handy way that you can map things out. Now, when you get all these guides in your model, things can get a little cluttered. And there are a couple ways that you can get rid of these dotted lines after you're done using them. You can use the erase tool, and you can erase them one by one. You can also get rid of them all at once by going to Edit and going to Delete Guides. And what this will do is any guide that's in your model anywhere, by clicking this, it will delete it. So if I click here, you see that every single guide in this model is gone forever. Another way that you can hide your guides for just a minute, if you go to View and uncheck this box here that says Guides, this will take away all your guides, every one of them in the model, but it will hide them. It won't actually delete them. So if I go to View and I recheck Guides, they come back. So the difference here is if I delete them by going to Edit and Delete Guides, they're gone forever. If I go to View and I just uncheck Guides, they're just temporarily hidden. And again, if I erase them, they're gone forever, but I can erase them one by one. So guides are a very, very handy way to map things out in SketchUp.